working, but let's see. Hello, every lovely. Welcome to the first drawing lesson little stream. I'm not sure how this is going to go, but we're just gonna kind of play it by ear. The reason why I wanted to start doing this, first of all, is it's like a friend, well, mainly a friend wanted to know how to draw, so I'm usually helpful when it comes to that, but I am very bad at teaching. So if there's something that you need like clarification on, or like try to make things a little bit simpler, just let me know. Let me see, get this. So the first thing that I want to start off with is a little bit of an inspirational quote or idea that I heard from like on the internet about how to draw and keep motivated with drawing. And it all starts with a simple, let me actually get this, a simple line. Now, you have to draw like a simple line pretty much at least once a day. And you can do, some days you can do like one line, some days you'll be able to do like 1,000 lines. And that's pretty much how to start drawing, pretty much. Let me make sure I get something with a little bit less edge to it. And stable. Okay. The way I'm going to be teaching is like you can do it either with a pencil and paper or with a tablet like I'm doing right now, because it's very hard to teach with just that, a pencil and a paper. But anyway, as I said, it starts with a simple, that's not big enough, a simple line. 1 second. Damn, I should have probably done the settings first before starting this. Hang on. Enter tag, content labels, because there's a lot of profanity that I'm going to do. This stream's turning into a mess already. Anyway, it starts off with a line, and those lines can be like organic, they can be like polygonal, straight lines. But it always starts with that one line. And it can be like 1, 2, 10, 15, hundreds. And those lines can turn into shapes. Let me get a proper. That's not big enough. I can never have a big enough eraser for this thing. Anyway. But yeah, after that, those lines obviously can form into simple shapes like a triangle, a square, or a rectangle, and a circle. And these shapes for me are pretty much the main like go-to for building pretty much anything. So for a triangle, best thing I can pretty much come up with to mind is like a little pizza. Add some pepperonis in there. And for a box, it can, of course, be a box. Or a circle can be a basketball. I'm gonna draw really crappy basketball, but that's how it is. That's the main point of like really simple shapes being in the real world. And let me start a new layer. Oh, hang on. There we go. So building more complex shapes when it comes to anything that you really see. A box could be like, well, no, not a box. Let's start with a window first, because it's the closest thing that I have. So a window is obviously a rectangle. And in those rectangles, or in that rectangle, could be a bunch of little rectangles for like window panes and things like that. And in that little circle, or in that little like building upon shapes, I'm trying to find like a simple shape that actually works. Okay, I have like a little exercise bike in here, so I'm gonna probably use that as an example. So it kinda looks like this with bike pedals, and you can see like the triangle forming right here. And we're going to actually build this up a bit. So let me get rid of that. So there's a triangle there, and that's like the basic shape of it. And we also have 2 rectangles for the feet, 1 little rectangle for the little I'm terrible with words, guys. You can see how bad I am at actually teaching. A little square for the reader, and another square for the back. Now when it comes to the pedals, we're going to have 2 little lines here, 2 little half rectangles. We're going to have 2 rectangles for the feet, and a half circle for the pedal. And you can also like take this like one step further. Let me get this out of the way real quick. So that's going to be like the little reference, if it'll stop trying to move itself. Now we're going to add a little bit of depth to this, because it kind of just looks like some robot dancing, having a good time. So we're going to make this, or try to make this 3D. And let me get to the technical pen. Just kind of adds like a little bit more. That's not the technical pen, is it? Oh yeah, it is. Perfect. So, the feet, well, we're going to start out with a triangle, obviously. Nice little triangle. Get rid of this extra line. And I'm nope, I can't, because it's all in the same layer. Gonna add a little box for that reader. And this will be like a parallelogram more than a rectangle, so. And this will be like a very, very rough draft of it. And we do the first little square, and then actually, it's more thick on this side. So, gonna make a bigger rectangle. And then add some depth to this. This way it makes a nice little box. And if, like, I have my chat up, I'm using the chat for the first time, so if you have any, like, little ideas and tips on what I should cover, that'd be pretty nice. Pretty cool. So, little rectangle right there for the feet. And since it's circular, we're going to actually do a half circle on this end and a half circle on this end. This is like one of those really cheap bicycles. So, when it comes to adding depth, you see I have this little spot right here, bigger than the other. So we're just going to make this a little bit tinier. And of course have those rectangles, semicircle, well, full circle. And then I'm going to clean up these lines a bit, to kind of keep up the pace here. For that side, for the actual petals, we're going to have kind of a semicircle right here, but without the bottom. And we get like a little shape like that. Kind of like a very stylized, little stylized A. A little rectangle, as usual, for the reader. And there's a small little button on the, actually let me make that square bigger. It's a little bit bigger. And the little button to kind of change everything. For the bike itself, the little petals, we're gonna have a big circle here. Get rid of that extra line, and then add a little bit of depth to it with a smaller circle, and add that to the same. Well, this is going to be a rectangle since it adds like a little bit more, because we're getting not this side, but this side right here. And then we do a line, another line, the rectangle for the bike pedals, and the half circle for the little feet guards. And we're gonna add a little bit extra depth to that, just to make it a little 3D. We're not going to connect these two since the line is in the foreground. And we're going to stop at the halfway point right there. So we have one little bike pedal. I'm going to add like a little bit of flourish right here. A half circle. And a rectangle. Another rectangle. And add like a little bit of depth to it. These lines are very messy, but these are just guidelines for what we're going to do next. Have that one rectangle that was right here. We're going to add a little bit like that to make some depth. And kind of do the same. Ooh, that was a terrible line. And a little same right here. And then rectangle, add some depth. These lines are very shaky. Sorry if my hands are shaky. Again, I'm not very good at teaching. So we get some of these lines cleaned up. We're gonna round this corner off right here. So round that off, and it kind of makes like a little circle right there as like a joint. And ta-da, we made our first little drawing. That's cool, right? I know it is. But let's get to something, of course, like more simple than what I just did. What else do I have in mind? Let's make a sailboat. How about a sailboat? A sailboat is, of course, a rectangle and triangles. So the rectangle is actually going to be the body with that little stuff. And we're going to make some waves with some half circles. So wave, 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 and wave. To make the end points on the sailboat, we're going to have triangles. I'm really struggling here. Triangle. And triangle. A nice big line for the sail. And we're actually going to do like one big triangle that cuts into two. So there's our little sailboat. Like little stick person on there. Perfect. We have a sailboat. The SS boat. Very original. And then we get rid of some of these excess lines to actually form the boat. And this one kind of looks like a trapezoid, not like a more complex shape when you remove the half circles. But it's a square, two triangles, and two big triangles. And if we want to add a little bit of depth, we just take this, nope, right there, and downsize it, have a nice little boat in the background. And when it comes to like making this more complex, we're going to have a triangle here. This is going to be the floor of the ship. Nice little rectangle, or cut off rectangle right here. Make it into a parallelogram. I know my shapes. Do you? I bet you do. Don't lie to me. Alright, so we have a little arrow going here, made of course, two triangles. But I'm gonna delete those. And then we're gonna add a square for depth. We're gonna add another, that's the eraser. We're gonna add another square for depth. And then do a nice little triangle at the end. Nice little distorted triangle. And that's kind of the whole gist. Let me erase some of these lines. And to make that depth more apparent, we're gonna make this a little thicker. I'm gonna add a rectangle here for a railing. There's the railing. What am I thinking about doing this right here? There we go. We're gonna make a nice little arch right there. Oof, that is quite the stick poking out of that sail. There we go. Nice little rectangle with a circle on the end. Triangle, square, and this will be a triangle. Why not? And for the railing, get rid of this excess lines. We're gonna have a square here to kind of hold that mast in. I'm not sure if that's a mast or a stick. What do they call those? The sticks on the end of the ship. No, I think it's supposed to break waves or something. S boat. Get rid of that extra line right there. So we have a little bit of depth to our ship. And we're gonna add one right here, nice little line. And what am I thinking? Yeah, that works. That works. All right, make these railings into little tiny rectangles. And we want to bring this one through. When it comes to waves, those are more organic shapes. But it's kind of like a whole conglomerate of like big rectangles, well, not rectangles, but stretched out circles and wonderful things like that. So we have a ship that's in the water, kind of, because the water's kind of, it's poisoned, put it that way. Not poisoned for real, but, you know. And we have more waves. More waves. This'll bring like more kind of like a live feeling. More waves, kind of like crooked. Add some depth over here. Get rid of the boat part. We don't want the end of the boat, right? Yeah. Let's put a square right there for like a little guide. The mast. Damn, son, that mast got mass, if you catch my drift. God, I'm terrible at jokes. Jesus Christ, what am I doing? Alright, the big triangle. And a big and a smaller triangle. Give him a little bit curve there. Get rid of kind of like little lines, make sure. There we go. We have a sailboat. Doesn't really look like it, but let me adjust this and I'll show you kind of how I refine my stuff. So let's make this the rough. And we're gonna bring the rough a little bit over. So we have our rectangles and we have our waves and triangles and lovely little shapes, all making the mast and stuff. We're gonna start with the, I guess the ship pointing stick. So let's do a little bit of this action. If I can put my stabilization up here for a bit. Nice straight line. You can use this with a ruler too, like for nice straight lines. If you're doing pencil and paper. Or if you don't have a ruler, it's called the straight edge. Pretty much straight edge is anything that you can use as a, of course, straight edge. And this is gonna add a little bit of depth to it. I should have probably done this way. And why not? Let's put another line right here. That'll get it going. We have a little a smushed rectangle. It's been out in the sun for too long. It's been melting. And we do a half circle. And we're gonna bring this a little bit inward just to kind of show that it's there. And bring that line up and finish the circle. And then I'm gonna have a little bit of a nub right there. So we have the mast. No, that's not a mast, god damn it. It's a pointing stick for the ship. I don't know what it's called. I'm not a sailor. Alright, I'm gonna actually start with the waves next, since that's up in the front. Alright, and we're gonna kind of refine our waves a bit. Make them like organic and not like too rough around the edges. There we go. No, don't like that. Hang on. Mostly art is like, and drawing is all about preference. So you can't really just like make a stick figure for like 2 seconds and say, hey, that looks good. That's supposed to be a thumbs up. But it's not. It's all a matter of refining and refining and refining again. And if you feel like it's too far gone, the drawing, it hasn't just worked at all, it's okay with starting over. Like, you don't have to be like, oh god, I spent over like an hour on this and it's not working. It's like, it's not gonna work. You just gotta keep going, and if you have to start over, you have to start over. But let's make these organic shapes for the waves. And we're trying to add like multiple layers of waves at once here. I like that. I like that a lot. I'm going to add another, these are just squiggles. I'm just making squiggles. And then when we want to make some little droplets, that's of course like little circles, big circles, anywhere and everywhere. Then we can have dots for the smaller sprinkles. Liking how this looks right already. And when it comes to the ship, we're gonna have that mast showing right here. It's not a mast, it's a stick. It's a pointer stick. Jesus Christ, I'm never gonna get over it. We're gonna, well, I'm going to put some depth to this. That's the eraser. I don't need an eraser. Not yet, at least. Wait. Kind of bring that closer. Give this a little bit of depth. There we go. And you can, like, look at how your progress is doing just by, well, you can't do this on pencil and paper, but if you have iPad, then, or any tablet that runs a little thing with multiple layers like this, just kind of have a little party with the layers. Nothing too simple, nothing too hard. I don't want a basketball on my ship. Right, so this triangle right here, that's going to turn into more of an organic shape, kind of. But I'm rounding off those edges because you want it to look nice. I know I want it to look nice. I'm trying to make this picture perfect, and it's not really going too well. But it's more for like a teaching lesson than anything. So we have our nice little railing. This one's going to turn into a trapezoid to mark it off. Now we're going to make this railing, or this part of the ship, a little bit smaller, just to have some nice little decorations in there. And make that like that. Right, so we should have, or well, I have something to this effect. And it is a very rough waves, isn't it? We're gonna be outcasted for sure. Nice little curved rectangle. And some more rectangles to finish it off. Now to make the floor, it's just kind of following this little line, make it parallel. And if you want to add like a little bit more into the sizing of it, you just gotta make it a little smaller every time, just to give it a nice little layering right there. And we're gonna have a nice little flag right here because I want to. There we go. What am I thinking about for this boat? We still need the SS in there. And the way I'll get more into detail about like fonts and stuff like that, because fonts are part of drawing. Believe, like it or not, suck it up. You have SS, and then have that B kind of poking out in the weaves. Oh, that was a turtle bee. There we go. Believe it or not, it's just the SSBITC, and I'm not going to finish it. It's just hiding there. We're not making this NSFW, even though I labeled it as NSFW. Because I swear a lot. And we're gonna make this into a mixture of a square and a rectangle. Square and triangle. God, I'm terrible with actually explaining things. Make sure this has a nice little line right there. Add that little line. And slowly it's coming together. It's just like little minute details that get you the picture across of what is what. It doesn't have to be too much detail. Making the math a little rough here. And since this is like that, we're gonna extend those. Trying to find the ship as I go. That looks nice. Get it? Yeah, that looks nice. Nope, we need that one. Make the ship sails angled a bit. Angled with curve. And then we want a rope there. Rope there. A rectangle that's kind of hidden by one of the ship ends, or one of the masts, and nice little covering up right there. And since it's a sail, we kind of have to do like a little bit of a curve to make sure the sails are there. I'm gonna delete this part right here because things are stringy, and when it comes to string, it can only be so thick. Kind of give the illusion of a line right here. There we go. I'm gonna go over coloring like a little bit later because it's just kind of a bit too much. But yeah, simple shapes turn into this, and I can just kind of put a little bit more detail in the waves and a little bit more to add some layers to it. And there we go. Our nice little stick person has a big ship, and you can even have some friends too. There we go. Nice little ship friends, because you always need a friend. And we're gonna have, I'm just gonna do a quick background right there. So, like little waves, big waves. Gonna have the sun shining, that's too big of a sun. Sunshine. Sunshine, nope, no line, there we go, sunshine. Sunshine. Try saying sunshine 5 times fast. Nice little organic shapes for the clouds. 1 cloud, 2 clouds, 3 clouds. Everybody has a cloud. Give some more depth to these waves here. We don't want to have them like that, because that just looks too simple, right? We always have to make things hard for ourselves. So, waves to kind of level out how that ship's doing, because we don't want it to crash into an island, because then I'd have to draw the whole island, and I don't want to do that. At least not today. So we have nice little shapes, nice little curves. Kind of gets flatter when you go into the background. I should have not made that like that, because it's supposed to be a little bit wavy in the back, less so than it is in the front. Because there we go, we have our nice little simple boat, kind of. Put this on the top because I feel like it. The SS bitch. Yeah. Put it that way. Put it simple. I think I might do like an actual background a little bit later, once I kind of feel like I've explained the gist of shapes. Because you can just have like so many shapes on like one another to make it that'd be a T. Like this is a U with nice little arch in the middle, 2 rectangles for a V, you know, and the V is actually a triangle. Oh, I know what I can do. Yeah, that's perfect. The main, like, quintessential shape that people can easily identify with is a simple heart. Because we need to have love in our lives, and if you don't have love, then what are you? Right, a triangle, or a heart is actually kind of like a triangle, in a way. And we're gonna build that right up. Nice little even triangle. And we're gonna have the circles meet right here. So nice little circle, nice little circle. And then we just gotta remove the, that's too big of an eraser. Baskerville. We just erase those lines. And there you go, you got a nice little heart. Might look a bit dreadful, but a nice little symmetrical heart. And you can just kind of make it all curvy. You can make it like polygonal. These are just two rectangles together. This one is kind of like a circle over here, a circle over here, circle, circle, and a triangle. Why does that look like a clover? Clovers. That's another complex shape. See, we're getting there. I'm slowly learning here. We're all learning. So a clover. I'm gonna draw 4 leaf. 1, 2. These are all triangles. And a clover is actually just kind of 4 hearts taped together in the middle. So 1, 2 circles, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and 8. Remove those little lines, and we have a clover. Just lucky enough for it to actually be in here, even though it kind of looks a bit dreadful. And we got lines here, little plus sign in the middle. And I don't have enough room for a stem. But the stem's going to be right... Oh, I can actually have the illusion of a stem just by kind of not starting right here, but more outside. Kind of doing it like that. So if I can bring that over, kind of move this to the side. 1 triangle, 2 triangle, 3, 4, and then 2, 4, 6, 8. Bottom's a little bit lopsided. Remove those lines. It's kind of like playing with shapes, really. You have, like, once you start actually drawing with simple shapes, you'll be able to kind of automatically see those shapes whenever you look at something. So that's not a here we go, plus sign. And we can put the stem right out here. And that's a nice little like curved triangle. And then when it comes to a flower, obviously the circle, we're gonna have elongated circles. Everybody can draw a flower, right? I hope so. Unless you don't have hands, then you can draw with your mouth. But if you don't have a mouth, then feet, no feet, you're kind of screwed. But there's a flower. Nice little flower. I don't know what it smells like because I don't know what flowers smell like. I've never been outside. I really need to get outside. Alright. I think what I'm going to cover next is the rough like postures of a person, because if you watch my past streams, I draw a lot of people. Well, not people, but characters. And if you've noticed, they all start out with a stick figure. Nice little simple stick figure. 1 second. Alright, so stick figures, man. Everybody starts out with a stick figure, whether you like it or not. And we're gonna add a little bit of depth to this little man's. I think I'm gonna make him into Ori real quick. So we have our little stick figure. He can wave, but the stick figure that sometimes needs to add a little bit more depth is we need to add shoulders. And you can pose this however much you like, but we're gonna start with something simple, because we're gonna do that, have that. So we have ourselves like a nice little skeleton to start out with. And if you actually like look at shapes properly, if you want to do a woman, it's more of like an hourglass. I guess give her a nice little dress too. And if it's a nice little dude, if I can continue to draw properly, they're gonna be squares, because men are squares. You can't get anywhere around it. Nice little people. Nice little people. So we're gonna take this and use it as like a reference. Let me actually copy the middle, since we're gonna do Ori today. Wait, no. Damn it. Come on. Copy and paste. We move this out of the way. This one is gonna be smaller. I'm not really doing like posing at the moment, because posing is like a whole nother beast. But it all starts with a stick figure. Like if you want to do running, it's kind of like that. Nope, not like that. More like that. Running. I guess like him. We could do this, like him being like pushed by this man, and this man's just kind of falling. Like, get the hell out of the way! I'm robbing a bank here. But when it comes to the person, you can have like a whole lot of shapes when it comes to building a proper person. But the simple shape for a woman, I would say, of course, is the quintessential hourglass. And you can make them fat, you can make them skinny, anorexic, whatever. So put that right there. We're gonna have this at 50, because this will be considered the concept. If I can spell properly. Okay, so when it comes to like more like building upon this shape, I mostly use, I'm on the wrong layer. I mostly use like a circle for Ori right there. That's the chest. This is the hips. And we don't want to like do that, because it just kind of looks silly. But we're going to start from right here and then do this. So let me change the posture of this real quick, because I'm actually liking how this looks so far. We're going to erase this spot. That's too small. This one, no. Wait, no, it's actually perfect. Good, 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 good. Get rid of this dress too, because I can't stand that. Alright, we have the limbs. Those sexy line limbs. We're going to kind of, well, I need to get rid of this one too. And this one. With the pose that I'm going for is the one that I usually put Ori in whenever I do something new. So we're gonna do that action. Make the shoulders, nope, make the shoulders kind of opposite of each other because it gives it like a little bit more depth and dynamic to it. This will be a shoulder, so we're gonna add nice little shoulder circles, and we're gonna add gonna add kind of like that. Yeah, like that. Make this into like she's kind of hiding something behind her back, like just like that. And she's doing a little wave. Hello. And kind of put some more detail into these legs. This way you can figure out what's happening. Kind of make her a little bit shy. And I'm gonna resize this. Freeform. That's more like what I'm going for. Why won't this stuff work? Anyway, but we have a nice little triangle here. 2 circles. We have our line for the pose. Circle, circle, circle here and here. Line, 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 line. I'm going to do a little square here because usually hands are squares. Believe it or not. We want 2 circles inside this one circle that kind of overlap. And I'm doing this all wrong. 1 second. There we go. And from there, I'm going to have in the center. And then do those lines. 1 circle here, 1 circle. And squares. We gotta love the squares. And a circle for the head. And when it comes to Ori, her hair is kind of like a triangle. But we're gonna obviously do like the fleshing out a little bit later. But yeah, we have a triangle for the, and a little triangle, triangle for the hair, and 2 triangles for the face, a rectangle for the nose. That's kind of the basic shape, the basic gist of what she kind of looks like. So we're gonna make this a little bit smaller. This is where the fun part comes in, and most importantly, the hardest. So we just kind of connect these lines and make them a little bit curvy. So there's the hair. Nice little hair there. We're following the triangle, if you can see that. And triangle. Wait, no. We're going to do a triangle here. Rectangle. We're going to kind of follow the rectangle, make it curved. Have a nice little circle for the nose. We always like circles. I love circles. Right? Then we bring out that head. circle or the triangle over here becomes a rounded triangle. I'll add 2 lines like that. Just kind of simple. We're going simple today. And circles for the eyes. If it's a girl, you obviously need to have eyelashes. Where's the hair going? Where's the hair going? The hair kind of lost me for a second. Here we go. We have this. We have the basic Ori head. She looks too cute. Just give her a little. Nope, not liking that face. There we go. A little bit bigger. And then we're gonna bring this part down, just to give her a little neck. There we go. So we're gonna follow that posing line. Always follow the poses. They're there to help you. Trust me, trust. And then this is gonna be a neck. And since this shoulder is kind of like up here, and this one's down here, this is more like really exaggerated. But there's that. Get rid of that little. Oh no, that's too big. Too big. Yeah, get rid of that line. Kind of make sure that like the eye position where she is. And we do that for the elbows, because I was way off with that. It was supposed to be right there, or kind of like that. And then since this is popping out here, I'm gonna add the square. Now for like this area, obviously it's 2 circles, but I'm probably gonna get banned for that. So it's just 2 half circles. It's as simple as that. And then give her a nice little shirt while we're at it. Gonna remove this part right here. And for the arm, it's kind of like that. We take this little section right here, and then make it into a nice little triangle. Get rid of this guide right here. And this one's going to be falling into this sort of pattern here. So it's the obvious triangle, but more subtle. We have a nice little triangle right there, and we gotta add the hourglass. That was actually pretty perfect how I did that. Go me. This arm, gonna have it like that. No. Like this. No. This. No. Like this. Kind of. We're getting closer, guys. It's an imperfect science. Just kind of mixing with everything and seeing how well you like it. Have the hand be like that. Now, I'm gonna get a little more into detail about the hands and like the actual bodies later, but right now this is a quick sketch. Not really being too too detailed. This part right here, where it's gonna be where that special part is. I'm not gonna tell you because this is PG-13, even though I curse really, really bad. Gonna have that there. Make the butt kind of go out. Nope, never mind. Make the feet. Follow that triangle right there. Tip. tip, tip, and tip. Nope, tip. There we go. And the tail I rarely do because it's not like an actual forefront thing. But there we go. There we go. Have a nice little Ori. Nice little simple Ori. Alright. Let's do like one more pose. Let's do one more pose. So this one I'm gonna actually go a little bit more into detail. We're gonna have that nope, that's a hidden layer. Never mind. It was all lying. Oh, I didn't do anything. Alright, so circle, circle, circle. Actually, let's make this more dynamic. Let us do that running pose. Get this pose going real quick. Believe it or not, this right here, this whole thing, it's actually one big, they call them action lines. So this one, it kind of takes that form right there. And you can make a whole guide just out of that. But we like stick figures here. I like stick figures. Everybody likes stick figures. So we're gonna have the one arm come out this way. And this arm come out this way. That just looks like it's doing a little fiddle dance. Let's actually do that. That looks more. That looks cuter. That looks a bit cuter. A little bit too far. Here we go. She's doing a little jig. Well, the stick figure is, not everything else. This one's gonna be a dude. So we actually need to make one big triangle, smaller triangle. Those are not triangles, are they? I passed math, I swear. And make the knees at the halfway point. Kinda just. Oh, these are muscles. So, but they're pretty much just triangles stacked up on top of each other. And the circle's right there as a joint. So, two triangles. Here's the triangles, the big knee, and a square for the feet. I need to make this smaller. Why is that not like that? Wait. Oh. Okay. Let's just merge this down then. Because I just want to move everything like that. Have a nice little rectangle right there. The shoulders, points. A nice little neat trick that I discovered like a while ago is if you want to make elbows that are bending, kind of find, like, make two circles like this, the shoulder and the shoulder, and, well, not shoulder, the shoulder and the hand, and you kind of make one line there, and just bring that straight up. Because you want to make, of course, a triangle. See, we're learning shit here. One little rectangle for the hand. Rectangle for the hand. Arms. So when we remove all these guidelines, that's too much eraser. Remove the guidelines to kind of get that nice general shape that we're looking for. Move all the, God, I can't see which line's a line and which one's not. Nice little jig. we're gonna curve these a bit. Make sure they're nice and curved, because we like curves. Who doesn't like curves? Psychopaths, that's who. Nice little line there. I'm always smoothing out those edges, because I don't think like polygonal people exist unless they're aliens, which we haven't seen any yet. Make that into like a little bit of a trapezoid shape, a triangle kind of. And we got the basic kind of posture going. And of course this will be like more of a concept. So let's do this a bit. And we're gonna make that shoulder right there. Elbow. Hand. Make that arm. Got him. You're doing Popeye arms. Jesus Christ. There we go. And the square for here, he has his little hands clenched. Kind of like that. And once you get further into your little drawing world, you'll be able to eye this like pretty quickly. And the first few, I would say like a while. The first few a while, it'll be very hard, and you're gonna have to keep doing these guidelines all the time, and that might be annoying if it wasn't necessary. So just quit your complaining, do some art. This one is more muscular than anything. I should make him into muscle man. So to make muscles, kinda, you just gotta make that into a circle, this into a circle. And for the elbow, you want to make it like a more elongated circle, right, like that. Circle, circle, small circle. Let's make them buff. Nice little rectangles, smaller and smaller every time. This guide. Remove that little spot right there. Make this a bit. There we go. It's looking like a person. That's what we want, right? And get rid of these lines first. I'd say like the traditional like pen and paper, it's a lot easier to do than, or to start out with, I should say, than digital. Once you kind of get the grasp of it, can you do that? And his chest, the way I have it positioned, it's kind of over here somewhere. It's kind of exploring. So let's get rid of these muscle lines. Kind of put that line in the center, where the chest is, of course. This, and then we're not gonna do all those muscle lines because they're gonna be actually like right here somewhere. But there's the back. And for like a head, a simple head, it's a circle and a triangle, just on top of each other. And then we actually like get into like bigger shapes first. This will be like a rectangle over here to kind of make that head more dynamic. Make a guideline so you can see what position the head's going to be in. I want it a little bit down. There we go. A little bit down. The muscles. That does not look like a muscle. Yeah, there we go. That's muscular enough. And the same goes for the legs too, if you want to make them like really big and bulky and muscular, if you're into that sort of thing. 2 circles, 1 small circle, and some feet. He's got those parachute pants. Actually, I want to move this pose a little bit. You don't have to settle for like one certain thing. Like, it's not just like 100%, that's the pose I want, let's go with it. You always have to keep kind of going back and doing some revisions. And it's okay to do that. You don't have to be like, oh, I didn't get it right the first time. Sucks. Let's just keep it. No, don't do that. That's a horrible way of thinking. Stop it. So, the circle's here. And I'm going to actually remove this one too. Remove that. And remove this little piece. I'm not sure like how to go about like drawing something. So if you need suggestions, like just please post them in like the comments, because like in the live stream right now, or later, because I'm kind of like just testing the waters at this point. So we're gonna have this one be right here. Wait, no. This is gonna be a straight line. One little straight line. Because that one doesn't really look too good. Right? We do the big circle, one small circle. And this one's kind of going out, like making some depth here. Why does that look so weird? There we go. And we have big muscles. That looks shoddy. Big muscle. Big muscle. And we create that special area that everybody seems to gawk over. I know I do. Get rid of these guidelines real quick so I can tell what I'm doing. If you're drawing like the way I draw muscles, it's like there's like so much complicated ways of doing it, and I'm just too lazy to do that. So I just kind of make some lines right here, and then kind of there's a science to how I do stuff. So if we do that, and this part right here is going to be in the background, and this part right here is going to be in the background. But this spot and this spot, this one is more in the foreground. So we just make this one's more in the foreground, this one's a little bit in the foreground, this one's kind of like in the middle. So going with that, we create little muscle marks just by kind of, wait, no, we don't want one over there. Little mini muscle marks right there. And then little mini muscle marks right there. Muscle mark right there. Muscle mark right there. That looks pretty good. I'm liking how this is turning out. Like you have to do a lot of these poses if you want to like figure out what you like and what you don't like. But the more you figure out what you do like, the more you'll be like, oh hey, this kind of looks pretty neat. Let's try this and try this and try all of this. If you want to kind of expand the way you draw and how you draw by always doing like little mini tiny experiments. And it could be something as small as like, oh god, I'm selecting this all wrong. Just like, oh, what if I made the eyes, or what if I made like the hair a little bit different like this, or if I did it something like that to that effect. So this is going to be in the, wait, no, this one's going to be in the background. That one's actually perfect where it is. If at least a little smaller, make that like that. it's a lot easier, like for me in traditional, because I'm more classified as a cartoonist, and cartoonists need like very solid lines, very solid colors and things like that. It's all just personal preference, to be honest. Like, don't let anybody tell you that your drawing needs improvement, because only you can determine whether you need improvement or not. Do your own thing, and people will eventually follow. Sort of, kind of. He's like kind of tackling someone right there. So we have this like little action line right here. We have this little action line right here. Actually, that's more complex. There we go. Oh, that looks like a Nazi symbol. Let's get rid of that. Okay, get this one a little bit in the background. Not really liking that size. It might honestly be that one right there. Gotta make that like a little bit smaller. It's all just experimenting. There we go. That's looking a little bit better. Just needs a little bit something. A little bit something. Kind of like a little rectangle here for the elbow if you're doing like really muscular characters. And we accentuate those muscles. Because apparently people like muscles and I don't know why. Muscles look disgusting to me. But yeah, muscles. It's looking like a muscular man. I'm not liking how that leg is. So let's do this. If you're on pencil and paper, like it just takes a lot of like erasing and drawing. But if you're on digital and you're a cartoonist, then you can be like, oh, I can do whatever I want. It's just me. It's all about me. Oof, that's a very fat leg. 1 second. Do that. Damn, he's thick. He's thicker than bowls of oatmeal. Not a bowl. Bowls. Right. We're kind of getting closer to what we're looking for here. It's all just experimenting with the lines and see how things look. If you'd like, the next stream that I would do is how simple shapes can turn into like the characters. Like I'll show you one example. So we have Worf. Worf is made of a circle and a rectangle. So he's got those eyes and the little mouth. A little circle right here, rectangle here for the body. And then yeah, it's kind of like that. It's a nice simple Worf. Anyway, I feel comfortable with how this pose turned out. So it's kind of like he's like either pushing something. You can like have like a door right here and he's trying to bust into it like the manly man he is. That sure is a door. We do rectangles for doors and like mini rectangles inside. And you can add like action effects, like he's actually like, really bashing that door down. Make maybe some like speed lines. Yeah, something like that. But yeah, that's how simple posing works. Like, I'll do like one more little simple one. Let's do, like, I guess sitting. Okay. No, hidden layer. We don't want that. Go away. One more simple layer. So circle. I'm gonna do a crisscross for somebody. So let's do a crisscross person. And this will be actually like a diamond. And we want, excuse me, we want those hands right there, so it kind of looks like another triangle. And we can even add like a face. Like, what the hell are you doing? Why are you drawing me? Let's do another feminine pose. So these are gonna, like, we add a little bit more curving with how we go, because it's how we do. So one curve. We want the elbows. That's not an elbow. That's a shoulder. We want shoulders. And this will be that. This will be like that. This will be those parts. We love those parts. Everybody loves those parts. Let's tilt that head. So there's a neck right there. Gotta kind of move it over to the side. And then let's do our face. So that's the face, a circle, and a triangle. Cut off the tip of the triangle first. And why not? Let's make this like more of a square. Because that's like a square, a triangle, and then a half circle. And we have ourselves a head. Might be a small head. Oh, I'm actually liking how this looks. Let's do a fembot. So, kind of. That's not good. It's not good at all. Fembot. I'm doing an antenna here. It's all just simple, shrimple shapes. And if you want to draw a robot, my recommendation is to start like that. Actually, do make that stick in the bottom. Make that. And make sure those knees are nice and tucked in. We want one to overlap the other. There we go. This is looking perfect. We're cooking with gas with this one. Erase those lines. Make the lines like that. Circle, kind of a circle. FB for fembot. Very original. Or no, Facebook. This is the Facebook Android. Let's go. For the waist area, we're going to do some circles, mini circles that turn into a rectangle. It doesn't even look right at this point, so let's do that. There we go. Circles. In a rectangle shape. Now have a nice little half circle there. Triangle for that nice, sweet, special area. I know you people are fantasizing right now. Don't be looking at the Facebook bot. Did nothing wrong with you. Nice little circle. Nice little circle. And we're gonna flesh out those thighs. Because why not? It's a fembot. We have to have the thickest thighs in the world. So we got the circle. We got the circle. Make this a bit bigger. There. So it's like a triangle, kinda. We see it. You see it. I know I see it, even though I'm blind. And there we go. Now we're cooking. Small circle, straight line, curve line, circle. The arms. We're going for a circle right here and a circle right here. Make sure this is kind of cleared out first. There. Some nice little lines. And a thick forearm, because we love thick forearms here. I know I do. Wait, there we go. Let's add a rectangle here. This way it's kind of, they're holding on to that one leg. Feet right there. Erase these lines as we're going. Thighs. Might as well give her heels. Let's go with that. To draw a heel, it's of course, a triangle. The heel's right there. This is a rectangle. And then just have a nice little heel. I can actually probably use that. Nope, never mind. No, that's not selecting, that's drawing. We want selecting. So it'll be like that. But we can add like a little bit more depth to this, because we always love depth. That's a bit too big. Need to have those luscious legs. Always and forever. Nice little muscle. Nope, that's a smudge. Nice little muscle line. Even though robots don't have muscles. You gotta give the illusion of muscles for a robot. Sure, this line's a bit crisper. Depth. How to make a heel have a little bit more depth. So we have our heel, nice little triangle, two rectangles, and one kind of sticking out. And we want to make, god damn it, we want to make this kind of, wait, like that. Trying to figure it out here. We kind of want it to be like that. So it's a matter of stretching out your shapes. So I'm gonna hand do this because that feels like cheating. Right. We have a small heel. We kind of elongate that rectangle out a bit. Make that little rectangle right there. Wait, nope. Right there. And you got yourself a nice heel that's stretched. Here's a nice little fembot right there. She's happy. Very, very happy. Anyway, if you liked this and you want to kind of keep it going, let me know. I'm obviously going to post this to YouTube, to my YouTube. It's MW plus, just like that. Like MW and like the plus symbol. So, if you would like some more little tutorials and have some things to suggest, let me know. But for now, we're kind of having it done. So see ya, everybody. Bye bye.